Hey guys, hope you're doing fine. My name is Nishant and we are at day 27th of June Lead Coding Challenge. Let's look at our question. Perfect squares. Given a positive integer n, find the least number of perfect squares with sum to n. Okay, so for example, n is 12. So there are three perfect squares, 4, 4 and 4 that sum up to 12. For second example, 13, there are two perfect squares, that is 4 and 9, which sum up to 13. So the answer is 2. Okay, let's look how we can solve this. So we will make use of two theorems, two mathematical theorems. Lagrange's 4-square theorem. So Lagrange was a Italian mathematician who proposed the theorem that any natural number n can be formed by the sum of 4 perfect squares, that is a square plus b square plus c square plus d square. Okay, so this was the theorem he proposed, that any natural number can be formed by the sum of 4 perfect squares. Okay, so another mathematician, Legendre, who was a French mathematician, just improved this theorem and stated that any positive natural number n can be formed by using just 3 perfect squares, by the sum of 3 perfect squares. Okay, but he also proposed a condition that n should not be of the form, that is, should not be of the form 4 raised to power k, that is any integer multiplied by 8m plus 7. So this theorem only holds when n is not of the form 4 raised to the power k multiplied by 8m plus 7. Okay, so we'll make use of these two theorems to solve our question. Okay, so we know that the maximum possible answer for any natural number is 4. Okay, it can be 1, it can be 2, or it can be 3 also, and we need to find which it is. Okay, so let's look at 4 examples: 16, 112, 73 and 96 to make clear of these observations. Okay, so 16, first of all we check if it is a perfect square or not. If it's a perfect square, our answer is a straightforward 1. Okay, so what is our answer is a 1, since 16 can be represented as 4 square. Okay, let's look at 112. Okay, now let's apply our Lagrange 4-square theorem on it, and let's check. Okay, so Lagrange 4-square theorem is valid on all the numbers, all the positive natural numbers of type this. Okay, since Lagrange's 3-square theorem states that any number can be stated in the form of 3 perfect squares, so this value of n, this value of n must hold that n is a sum of 4 square numbers. Okay, so we check if our number is of this form or not. If it is of this form, the answer is 4. Okay, if it is not, then we check for remaining 2 and 3. Okay, since 112 is not a perfect square, the answer cannot be 1. Now we need to check if it is of this form. So what we do is we divide, we check if 112 is divisible by 4 or not. Since 4 is a factor here, since 4 is a factor, so 112 is divisible by 4, so we divide 112 by 4 and we get 28. So we again check if 28 is divisible by 4 or not. So we just removing all the 4s from all the 4 factors from our number. Okay, so it is divisible by 4, so we again divided by 4 and the answer is 7. So we removed all the 4 factors from 112. Now what we remained is of this form, 8m plus 7. So k and m are integers, so m can be 0. So how do we check if 7 is of this form? We just divide it by 8 and check if the remainder is 7 or not, since this is what this statement means. Any number divided by 8 should result in a remainder of 7. Okay, so we check 7 modulo 8 is equal to 7. Okay, so this is it. Our 112 is of this form, so the answer is 4. So the answer is 4. Okay. Now let's again check for 73. Okay, so we check is 73 is of this form or not. So we check if 73 is divisible by 4. No, it is not divisible by 4. So 4 cannot be the answer. So, and it is also not a perfect square. So the answer can be 2 or 3 only. So now to check if it is sum of 2 perfect squares or 3 perfect squares. So how do we do that? We simply iterate from 1 up to square root of n, and we check each time if n minus the square of any integer between this is a perfect square or not. Okay, so how do we do that? So the 73. Okay, so 73 is so we go from 1 to square root of 73. So square root of 73 is 8. We only taking the integer part. Now we iterate from 1 to 8. So square of 1 is 1. So 73 minus 1 is 72. We check if 72 is a perfect square or not. It is not. So we move on to 2. So 73 minus 2 square, that is 4, is equal to 69. 69 again is not a perfect square. So we do this up to 8, and let's check for 7 also, that is 49, and this should be 4 here. 24. 24 is not again a perfect square, so we do it for 8. So 8 square is 64, so we go 64 here, and 73 minus 64 is 9. So 9 is a perfect square. So here we got our answer that 73 is indeed a sum of 2 perfect squares. So what we do is we return 2 for 73. Okay, so and for our last example, 96, we again check if it is a perfect square or not, as it is not a perfect square, so 1 cannot be the answer. Now the remaining answers can be 2, 3 or 4. Now we check for 4 using this property. So we check if 96 is of this form or not. Since this is not since it is divisible, 96 is divisible by 4, so we divide it by 4 and we get 24. Okay, again 24 is divisible by 4, we divide it by 4 and we get 6. Okay, now 6 is again divisible by 4, so sorry, 6 is not divisible by 4 now. So what we do is we check, we removed all the factors of 4 from 96, and what we remained is with this 8m plus 7 form. Now we check if it is of this form or not. So what we do is we check 6 modulo 8 is 7 or not. Since it is equal to 6 and not equal to 7, it is not of this form. Okay, so now we need to check if 6 is a sum of two perfect squares or not. So what we do is we go from 1 up to square root of 6, that is 2. Okay, we are only taking the integer part, so we check if 6 minus 1 square, that is 5, is a perfect square or not. Since 5 is not a perfect square, we move on to 2. So 2 square, so 2 square is 4, 6 minus 4 is 2. Again, 2 is not a perfect square, so we completed our loop for checking, and our answer is not 2. So our answer is not 1, so our answer is not 4, and our answer is not 2. So our answer should be 3. Okay, so for 96 it is 3. Okay, I will put the link for both the theorems in the description, and let's look how we code this. So I'm just gonna create a function to check if a number is square or not. So we just return the ceil of square root of n is equal to floor of square root of n. Okay, so we check if is square of n. If it is a perfect square, just return 1. Okay, after that we check for answer 4. If n is divisible by 4, keep on dividing it by 4 until it is not divisible. And we check if now the number is of form 8m plus 7 or not. So upon dividing by 8, it should leave a remainder 7. Okay, if it leaves a remainder 7, the answer is 4. Okay, now we check for the answer 2. Okay, so for int I equals to 1, I less than equal to square root of n, I plus plus. So we check if is square n minus I squared. If this is true, our answer is 2. And at last, if none of the above is true, our answer is 3. Okay, let's check that for our custom cases. 16, 112, 73 and 96. So what should be the answer? 1, 4, 2 and 3. So let's run code. Okay, it's perfect. 1, 4, 2 and 3. Let's submit this. Okay guys, this is accepted. Link for the code in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.